Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel Code for Tech Solutions. Today in this video, we are going to cover the most important topic in Java. Why it is a most important topic? Because most of the interview questions are getting asked around this topic, and which is the basic foundation of the Java programming language, because Java is built on top of the object-oriented principles, and to understand the object-oriented principle, you need to understand today's topic. That's why it is a most important one, and which is a must know thing for every Java professionals or seekers, be it a student, a fresher or professional. This is the must know thing for you. So to understand this better, we need to understand the exact difference between the class and the object in Java. So what is a class? Class is basically the blueprint or a design. From this class we can build a object or create an object in Java. And what is an object? Object is an actual product built from the blueprint. In short, like, class is nothing but a blueprint or design from which we can create our actual project, which is an object in Java. For example, you can consider the car blueprint or a house blueprint as a class from which we can create or build a real product. Like for example, real BMW car which we drive, we can consider it as an object which we have created from the car blueprint. So class defines what something will be, whereas an object is the real thing in action. So this is the exact difference in between the class and object you can keep in mind. Now let us understand what is the technical definition of class and object. So class is a template that defines the properties and behavior, whereas the object is an instance created from that template holding its own state and executing behavior. So this is the technical definition you need to keep in mind for any professional or interview purpose. Now let us see some important key differences in between the class to better understand the differences in between these two. So class is a blueprint or template, whereas the object is a real world entity created from the class. Next, like class defines the properties and behavior, whereas the object uses those properties and execute that behavior which is mentioned within a class. Next difference in terms of a memory's perspective, class uses metaspace to store class level info, for example static data and bytecode, whereas an object uses heap memory area to store object level info, which is an instance data. So here you need to understand that uh, these two are the different memory areas. Metaspace is altogether different memory area, whereas the heap is a different one. So for class, it uses the metaspace area, whereas the object is uses the heap memory area. So this is the important difference you need to keep in mind. Now let us see how we can define a class. We can use the keyword class which is available in Java, and for example how we can declare or describe a class using class car, and these are the brackets we can use. So this is how we can declare or define a class, describe a class, and in terms of object, to create an object we can use the new keyword which is available in Java, and this is an example how we can create an actual object from the class. So car BMW is equal to new car. Using this new keyword we can create the actual object. So these are some notable differences you need to keep in mind in order to understand the class and object in Java in a better. Next, let us see some practical examples of how we can declare a class or describe a class. For example, so this is the car class. How we can define class is a keyword, car is the actual class name, and these are some properties of the class like brand and speed with some different data types. Speed we can consider in integer and brand as a string. And this is the behavior or method or operation, we call it anything, but this is actually a method which is simply printing one statement. Okay, so what all things we have inside the class? We have declared a class name with the class keyword, and these are some properties, and this is the behavior. So with all these things, this forms a class. Now what is an object? How we can define or declare or create an object out of the class. So this is the practical example wherein this is the another main class wherein we have some main method which is a starting point of any program in Java program. And here you can see this is the highlighted in red wherein here at this statement we are creating actual car object using a new keyword. And at the very next line we are setting the properties. Brand name we have set and speed we have set, and finally we have called the operation which is drive, which we have mentioned in our car class. So this is how we can define the class definition, and out of that definition we can create the Java object. I hope you must have understood this. Now in a summary, so you need to keep in mind as a final take, like class defines structure, which is a data, and behavior methods, whereas the object is an instance that stores state and exposes the behavior. I hope you must have enjoyed this. Please do not forget to like, subscribe and share. Thank you so much for watching this.